everyone, Josh here from Run DNA. In my hand, I hold the new ASICS Megablast, a shoe that's going to create a lot of hype all around the world, and it's off the back of the success of Superblast version 1 and Superblast version 2. So today's review, because this is the first of its kind, we're going to give you a comparison review to Superblast V2 and just show you the subtle variances between both, because there are some similar characteristics in reference to the output of both shoes. However, there's some subtle differences that I think is really important that you need to know about both shoes, because choosing the right running shoe is a challenge in today's market. It's a saturated minefield out there, but obviously here at Run DNA, we hope to give you all the information that you need to just make this selection process all that bit easier. So in today's review, we'll go over the outsole, the midsole, the upper. We'll talk about the few staff members that have used this shoe and give their feedback in reference to the Megablast and obviously where the Superblast 2 has landed in market. It's a very popular shoe, so adding another blast to this entire franchise does make it a bit confusing, but it's super exciting because there's a lot to like about the new Megablast. So without further ado, let's get stuck in. Okay, side by side, Superblast and the Megablast. 20 grams variance between both. We have 230 grams in a men's size 9 in the Megas, and we have got 250 grams in a size 9 for the Superblast version 2. Midsole compounds are different, which we'll get to in the review. However, the stack height remains the same. We have 46 mil in the heel and 38 mil in the forefoot for both. For that variance of 8 millimeters heel to toe drop. Okay, we'll get to the upper now. I just want to talk about the two side by side. Both perform exceptionally well. With an upper, you want it to complement the midsole. You want it to offer the appropriate amount of support to keep your foot on top of the platform, but to obviously provide plenty of breathability throughout the shoe as well, because both shoes are designed to be out on the road for a significant amount of time. So half an hour, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, however long you want to spend out on the road, it's vitally important that we keep that foot nice and comfortable and dry with ventilation. So, engineered mesh on the Superblast version 2s, and we have an engineered woven mesh in the Megablast. Now, I must say the Megablast, the upper is very refined, it's extremely light, but we haven't sacrificed support. The winged construction on the tongue is what ASICS is calling it. However, the tongue is attached to the medial and the lateral side with reference to how it's placed on top of your arch, so therefore you get a really good conform fit on top. And around the back of the shoe itself, both have the internal heel counter, but if anything, the Megablast is marginally deeper, and I reckon they've done that because of the output of the midsole. We need a little bit more support around the back of your heel and calcaneus. To the touch as well, there is a little bit more foam on offer in the Megablast to wrap around the back of your calcaneus and heel to provide the appropriate amount of comfort. And of course, where that Achilles inserts into the heel, having a nice amount of padding and limiting that vertical friction is going to be really important to obviously overall comfort out on the road. And not saying the Superblast doesn't have it, because it's got a really nice amount of foam in conjunction with that internal heel counter. However, there's just a little bit more padding on offer with the Megablast. I just want to talk about the outsole next, because the whole idea of an outsole is to obviously provide the appropriate amount of grip and traction on nearly all harsh surfaces, from bitumen, road to some sealed footpaths. So with reference to grip and confidence, it's both there in both shoes, and it's also there to protect the asset, which is certainly in the midsole. So we have very similar coverage across the border of both shoes. We're using the ASICS grip, which is a great compound. It's not overly weighted, it's relatively thin, but it provides the appropriate amount of support for this midsole. And you can see with the Superblast, both the medial and the lateral side in the heel and the forefoot construction have got that protection with reference to the outsole coverage. Now going to the midsole, because that is where all the magic happens in both shoes. All right, introducing the new Flight Foam Turbo Square technology in the Megablast, a new ATPU compound, slightly different than what we have in the Superblast version 2, which is the Flight Foam Turbo Plus technology. Now, P backspace midsole versus an ATPU compound. So the difference between the two, the Megablast foam is lighter and it's more responsive. So between the two, you're going to be looking at a shoe that's going to give you almost like that race day feel underfoot, without the carbon plate, without that lack of support and integrity in the midsole. So you can certainly take this shoe out for your long runs on the weekend, 60 plus minutes out on the road, and you're going to get exactly what you want out of a shoe in a lighter package. Now, for the Superblast version 2, the output of the technology in the midsole was one that provided a light and stable ride. That is still going to offer a great value add to many runners all around the world, But for those that were looking at potentially getting themselves into something that's going to be a bit more lively, you can pick the pace up a little bit easier because it's slightly lighter and it's snappier. The Megablast is going to talk to you as well. With both shoes side by side, again, they're very similar in reference to their, I would say, market proposition. However, being lighter, being livelier and snappier, the Megablast will certainly attract a few more runners that are looking for that lively feel, potentially something that's going to be easier to pick the pace up in versus the Superblast, which is almost taking over that heritage daily training Nimbus and Kayano type runner that wants a slightly lighter package in a stable but yet trusted platform. And that's where the Superblast version 2 has really dominated over the last 6+ months with version 1 as well. What have our team members said about this shoe? Well, we had to surgically remove the Superblast version 2 from Lockie's feet to even get him into the Megablast. He has loved version 1 Superblast and version 2. Straight out the box, Lock has pretty much come in smiling from ear to ear and said it is exactly what he expected it to be. Lighter, snappier and livelier, yet not compromising in overall support and platform integrity. With its overall output, midsole, compound and the support it offers for long runs, it's there, it's always going to remain. But Locke has come back and said this shoe now has overtaken Superblast for him, and this will be his long shoe on the weekends. And you can even do some pickup runs, progressive runs out the box too on a midweek hit out as well. For me personally, I really liked what the Megablast offered. I felt extremely comfortable. It was snappy, it was lively, but I prefer the Superblast version 2. And I think that really good thing for ASICS to have in their footwear architecture. You've got two shoes that could potentially talk to the same runner. However, I just felt that it was maybe a little bit too lively for me and where I'm at with my training at the moment. I'm becoming one of those old plotters. So the Superblast V2 is exactly what I want and exactly what I need out of a long daily trainer. So again, I can appreciate what ASICS have done, but I will stick to my guns at this point in time and still keep using Superblast version 2. I have seen the version 3 of this shoe and I'm pretty excited about what that's going to offer in 2026. But for right now, V2 Superblast will remain in my running locker. So there's a lot to take in with reference to both shoes. We hope this video has been helpful. Weight reduction, same stack heights, different midsole compound. That's the easiest way to explain the variance between the two. And if you've got any questions on both, please drop it in the comment section below. If you've used either Superblast or the Megablast, and we would love to hear from you, the running community, so let us know your thoughts down below. And until next time, stay safe, be kind to one another, happy running, and we will see you out the road. Take care.